Ladies, let me ask you something. Have you ever felt like your hormones were running the show? One day you're full of energy, focused, and on top of the world, and the next day you're tired, moody, craving sugar, or just not feeling like yourself. Here's the truth. Your hormones are not the enemy. They are your body's superpower. But in today's world with stress, poor sleep, toxins, and food choices, we've created an environment that leaves so many women out of balance. The good news: food is one of the most powerful tools you have to bring your body back into harmony. And today I'm going to show you the 5 foods every woman needs to eat if she wants to naturally balance her hormones, boost her energy, and reclaim her vitality. Hormones are often misunderstood, especially when it comes to women's health. Too many times they're spoken about as if they are villains, as if they're the reason women feel exhausted, emotional, or overwhelmed. But the truth is, hormones are not the problem. Hormones are your superpower. They are the invisible messengers that guide your body through every single process, from how you wake up in the morning, to how clearly you think, to how deeply you sleep at night. When they're in balance, they create an extraordinary rhythm that allows a woman to live with energy, clarity, and purpose. Think of your hormones like a finely tuned orchestra. Each hormone plays its own instrument. Estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, insulin, cortisol, thyroid hormones, they all have a role, and when they're playing together in harmony, the result is a beautiful symphony. You feel grounded, alive, and capable of handling whatever comes your way. But just like in an orchestra, if one instrument is off tune, it can throw off the entire piece. That's why many women feel the effects so strongly when their hormones become imbalanced. But that doesn't mean the hormones are broken. It means they're signaling you, they're asking for attention, for care, for nourishment. When you begin to see your hormones as allies instead of enemies, everything changes. You start to understand that your mood swings are not random. Your cravings are not just a lack of willpower. Your fatigue isn't laziness. It's your body whispering that something is out of sync. And here's the powerful part: when you give your hormones what they need, they respond. They reward you with better energy, sharper focus, a calmer mood, and the ability to show up in your life as the best version of yourself. That is what makes them a superpower. Every stage of a woman's life reflects the strength of her hormones. In your 20s, hormones fuel fertility, energy, and drive. In your 30s and 40s, they guide you through shifts that require more intentional care. Even in perimenopause and menopause, hormones continue to act as messengers, helping your body adapt to new seasons. They are not working against you. They are always working for you, signaling what your body needs so you can thrive. The key is learning how to listen, how to support them, and how to use food and lifestyle as tools to bring them back into balance. Too often, women have been taught to silence their hormones through quick fixes, through medications, or by ignoring their body's signals. But imagine if instead we leaned into them. Imagine if every woman recognized that her hormones were giving her insight into what's happening inside her body. That shift in perspective alone changes the way you care for yourself. You no longer see symptoms as problems to suppress, but as invitations to heal. Your hormones give you resilience. They give you the ability to grow life inside your body, to recover from stress, to adapt to change, and to step into new phases of womanhood with strength. They fuel your brain, your heart, your immune system, your metabolism. They are literally the language your body uses to communicate balance. And when you honor them, you unlock a vitality that many women don't even realize is possible. So yes, hormones can make life challenging when they're out of balance. But never forget, they are your superpower. They are designed to help you thrive, to keep you strong, and to guide you into alignment with the best version of yourself. When you learn how to support them, you stop fighting against your biology and start unleashing the incredible potential that has always been within you. That is the truth about hormones. They're not your weakness. They are your strength, your power, and your greatest ally. The modern lifestyle has created an environment that constantly disrupts the natural balance of a woman's hormones. Never before have our bodies been exposed to the level of stress, environmental toxins, processed foods, and artificial rhythms that define daily life today. While our hormones are designed to work in harmony with nature, with light and dark cycles, with whole foods, and with periods of activity and rest, the pace of the modern world has pulled us far from those roots. This disconnection creates confusion in the body, and hormones begin to signal distress through symptoms that many women know all too well: fatigue, brain fog, mood swings, weight gain, irregular cycles, and disrupted sleep. Stress is perhaps the most powerful disruptor. Cortisol, the hormone that helps us respond to danger, was never meant to be on high alert all day long. Thousands of years ago, cortisol would rise when our ancestors faced a threat, like running from a predator, and then it would return to balance once the danger passed. Today, the danger is no longer a tiger in the wild, but a nonstop schedule, endless notifications, work pressure, financial worries, and the mental load of managing home and family. The body doesn't know the difference. It reacts the same way to an email as it once did to a physical threat. Cortisol stays elevated, and when it does, it suppresses other hormones like progesterone and thyroid hormones. This constant stress leaves many women feeling anxious, exhausted, and disconnected from themselves. Alongside stress, the modern diet is another major culprit. Ultra-processed foods loaded with sugar, unhealthy fats, and artificial additives flood the body with chemicals that were never meant to be part of human nutrition. These foods spike insulin, the hormone responsible for regulating blood sugar, and over time, this constant roller coaster leads to insulin resistance, weight gain, and energy crashes. The nutrient-depleted foods of today also fail to provide the building blocks that hormones need. Healthy fats, clean proteins, and fiber-rich plants are the raw materials for hormone production, and without them, the body simply cannot maintain balance. Another layer of disruption comes from environmental toxins. Plastics, pesticides, household chemicals, and beauty products are filled with endocrine disruptors, chemicals that mimic or block the body's natural hormones. They bind to hormone receptors and confuse the body's signaling systems, leading to imbalances that can impact fertility, thyroid function, and even increase the risk of certain diseases. These toxins accumulate over time, and because women are often the primary users of personal care products, they face an even higher exposure. Sleep, or rather the lack of it, is another piece of the modern lifestyle puzzle that throws hormones off course. Our bodies are wired to follow the natural rhythm of light and dark, but artificial light, late night screens, and irregular sleep patterns confuse the release of melatonin, the hormone that regulates sleep and influences many others. Without quality rest, cortisol levels stay high, insulin becomes unstable, and the delicate balance of reproductive hormones suffers. Many women wake up tired, dragged through the day on caffeine, and then struggle to wind down at night, perpetuating a cycle of exhaustion and imbalance. The modern lifestyle also glorifies business, leaving little room for the pauses and cycles that women's bodies truly need. Hormones thrive when the body has time to recover, when meals are nourishing, when stress is managed, and when movement is balanced with rest. Instead, many women push through exhaustion, skip meals or rely on quick fixes, and ignore the signals their bodies are sending. The result is a growing disconnection between women and their natural rhythms, a gap that often shows up as chronic symptoms that feel impossible to resolve. The important thing to remember is that these imbalances are not a sign of weakness. They are a reflection of the environment in which we live. Our hormones are trying to adapt to a world they were never designed for, and the symptoms we experience are signals asking us to pay attention. When women begin to recognize how much the modern lifestyle dumps balance, they can start making small but powerful changes, reducing stress, cleaning up their diet, creating healthier sleep patterns, and eliminating toxic exposures. By bringing life back into alignment with what the body truly needs, it is possible to restore hormonal balance and reclaim vitality. Food is one of the most powerful tools we have to shape the way our hormones function. Every bite we take sends a message to the body, either supporting balance or pushing it further out of alignment. Hormones don't operate in isolation. They rely on raw materials that come directly from the nutrients in the food we eat. The fats, proteins, carbohydrates, vitamins, and minerals you put on your plate every day are literally the building blocks your body uses to make and regulate hormones. When you begin to see food as information rather than just calories, you unlock an entirely new perspective on how to care for your body and restore balance. Take healthy fats, for example. For years, women were told to fear fat, to choose low fat or fat-free everything. But in reality, healthy fats are essential for hormone production. Cholesterol, often villainized, is actually the foundation of steroid hormones like estrogen, progesterone, and cortisol. Without enough good quality fats like those found in avocados, olive oil, nuts, seeds, and wild fish, your body struggles to create the hormones it needs. This can leave you feeling fatigued, anxious, and hormonally depleted. Adding the right fats back into your diet is like giving your body the raw materials it's been begging for. Proteins play an equally critical role. They provide amino acids, the building blocks for nearly every structure and function in the body. Hormones like insulin and growth hormone are made directly from amino acids. Protein also helps stabilize blood sugar, preventing the spikes and crashes that send insulin into overdrive. When you include clean sources of protein such as grass-fed meats, pasture-raised eggs, legumes, and plant-based proteins, you create a steady foundation for balanced energy and hormone stability throughout the day. Carbohydrates, often misunderstood, also have an important place in supporting hormones when chosen wisely. Highly processed carbs and refined sugars wreak havoc on insulin and lead to inflammation, but fiber-rich whole food carbohydrates like vegetables, fruits, and gluten-free grains feed the microbiome and support estrogen metabolism. Your gut health is directly tied to how well your body detoxifies excess hormones, and fiber is the key to keeping that system running smoothly. The right carbohydrates don't just give you energy, they help clear out what no longer serves you. Micronutrients, the vitamins and minerals often overlooked, are like the spark plugs for hormone function. Magnesium calms the nervous system and supports progesterone. Zinc is critical for ovulation and fertility. B vitamins fuel energy production and help the liver metabolize hormones. Vitamin D, often thought of as just a nutrient, is actually a hormone itself and plays a role in immunity, mood, and bone health. Without these key nutrients, your hormones struggle to stay in balance. This is why a diet filled with colorful vegetables, leafy greens, and nutrient-dense foods is so essential. Even beyond individual nutrients, food has the ability to shift the overall hormonal environment of the body. For example, when you eat foods rich in antioxidants like berries, cruciferous vegetables, and green tea, you reduce inflammation, which in turn calms down cortisol and insulin resistance. When you choose fermented foods like sauerkraut, kimchi, or kefir, you support the gut microbiome, which communicates directly with the brain and hormonal systems. When you eat in sync with your body's natural rhythms, lighter meals earlier in the day, balanced dinners at night, you work with your circadian rhythm and allow melatonin and cortisol to function as they were designed. The beauty of using food as a hormonal tool is that it puts the power back in your hands. So many women feel out of control when it comes to their bodies, believing that only medication or external solutions can help them feel better. But when you realize that what you eat 3 times a day has the power to stabilize your mood, improve your energy, regulate your cycle, and reduce symptoms, you begin to understand how much influence you truly have. Food is not just fuel, it's medicine, it's information, it's empowerment. When women shift their perspective and begin to nourish their bodies with foods that support hormones, the transformation can feel almost miraculous. Brain fog clears, energy returns, sleep improves, and emotional stability comes back into focus. It's not magic, it's biology. The body wants to be in balance, and food is the most direct, accessible, and powerful tool to help it get there. Choosing wisely and eating intentionally is one of the most important acts of self-care a woman can give herself, because every plate has the potential to either disrupt or restore her hormonal harmony. When it comes to bringing your hormones back into balance, there are certain foods that stand out as true game changers. These aren't just trendy health foods or quick fixes. They are nutrient-dense, hormone-supportive choices that give your body exactly what it needs to function at its best. While there are many foods that can support hormonal health, 5 of them rise to the top because of the unique ways they nourish the body and help regulate balance. Adding these to your daily routine can make a profound difference in how you feel, how much energy you have, and how smoothly your hormonal systems work. The first must-eat food is avocado. This fruit is often called nature's butter because it is loaded with healthy monounsaturated fats, the exact type your body needs to produce hormones like estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone. Avocados are also rich in fiber, which helps stabilize blood sugar and prevent the insulin spikes that throw hormones off balance. Beyond that, they contain potassium, which supports adrenal function and reduces the stress burden on cortisol. Simply adding half an avocado to your meals daily can help you feel more satiated, stabilize your energy, and give your hormones the raw materials they require. The second essential food is wild-caught salmon or other fatty fish like sardines and mackerel. These are packed in omega-3 fatty acids, which are critical for reducing inflammation. Inflammation is one of the biggest hidden disruptors of hormonal health because it interferes with the communication pathways between hormones and cells. Omega-3s not only calm inflammation, but also support brain health, stabilize mood, and improve cell membrane flexibility, which makes it easier for hormones to dock where they are needed. A few servings of wild fish each week can go a long way toward calming the nervous system and reestablishing hormonal harmony. The third food every woman should include is cruciferous vegetables such as broccoli, kale, cauliflower, and Brussels sprouts. These vegetables contain powerful compounds like indole-3, carbinol, and sulforaphane, which help the liver process and eliminate excess estrogen. Many women today struggle with estrogen dominance, where levels of estrogen are too high compared to progesterone, leading to symptoms like PMS, heavy periods, mood swings, and weight gain. Cruciferous vegetables help detoxify and clear out that excess estrogen, bringing the ratio of hormones back into balance. They are also loaded with fiber and antioxidants, making them a double win for hormone health and overall vitality. The fourth must-eat food is flaxseed. Flax seeds are unique because they contain lignans, a type of phytoestrogen that binds to estrogen receptors in the body. When estrogen levels are too high, lignans help block the stronger, more harmful estrogens from taking over. When estrogen is too low, lignans provide a gentle plant-based estrogen-like effect to help ease symptoms. On top of that, flax seeds are rich in omega-3s and fiber, further supporting hormonal and gut health. Adding a tablespoon of freshly ground flaxseed into a smoothie, oatmeal, or salad daily can be a simple yet powerful step toward hormonal balance. The fifth essential food is dark leafy greens like spinach, Swiss chard, and arugula. These greens are packed with magnesium, one of the most important minerals for calming the nervous system and supporting progesterone production. Magnesium also helps regulate blood sugar, improves sleep, and relaxes the muscles, all of which are vital for reducing stress and supporting hormone stability. Women who are low in magnesium often experience anxiety, irritability, and restless sleep, symptoms that immediately improve when leafy greens become a daily staple. These 5 foods together create a foundation for hormonal resilience. Avocados provide the healthy fats that hormones are built from. Salmon and fatty fish deliver anti-inflammatory omega. Thirst cruciferous vegetables help clear excess estrogen. Flax seeds regulate estrogen activity in both directions. Leafy greens supply magnesium for relaxation and balance. When you begin to incorporate these foods consistently, you are no longer leaving your hormones to struggle in an environment of stress, toxins, and processed foods. Instead, you're actively feeding your body what it craves in order to thrive. What makes these foods so powerful is not just their individual benefits, but the way they work together. They stabilize blood sugar, reduce inflammation, support detoxification, balance estrogen, and calm the nervous system, all pillars of hormonal health. And the beauty is that they are accessible, simple to prepare, and easy to weave into daily meals. Small, intentional choices with these foods can lead to dramatic improvements in energy, mood, sleep, and overall well-being. Your body is always working toward balance, and when you fuel it with these 5 foods, you're giving it the tools to succeed. When hormones come back into balance, one of the first and most noticeable changes women experience is a transformation in energy, mood, and vitality. For many, the constant feeling of running on empty becomes so normal that they forget what true energy feels like. The afternoon crashes, the endless cups of coffee, the dragging yourself through the day, it all becomes part of the routine. But this isn't how the body was designed to operate. When hormones are balanced, energy flows steadily throughout the day. You wake up refreshed, you move through your morning with focus, and you still have stamina left to enjoy your evening. Balanced hormones create a rhythm of vitality that feels natural and sustainable, without the need for stimulants or quick fixes. Energy is deeply tied to blood sugar regulation and the stress response. When insulin and cortisol are out of balance, the body swings between highs and lows, leaving you feeling wired one moment and drained the next. Restoring balance through proper nutrition, stress management, and lifestyle changes stabilizes those systems. That steadiness translates into consistent energy, which becomes one of the most empowering signs that your body is working with you instead of against you. Women who once felt exhausted and burned out often find themselves surprised by how much more they can do in a day without feeling depleted, and that renewed energy gives them back their sense of control and joy. Mood is another powerful reflection of hormonal health. Hormones like estrogen and progesterone have direct effects on neurotransmitters in the brain, including serotonin and GABA, which regulate emotions, calm the nervous system, and influence how positive and grounded you feel. When these hormones are out of sync, mood swings, irritability, anxiety, and even depression can surface. Many women assume these emotional ups and downs are simply part of their personality or part of being female, but in reality, they are often signals of imbalance. Bringing hormones into harmony creates a shift in emotional stability. Suddenly, the roller coaster of moods begins to level out. Instead of feeling hijacked by emotions, you feel even more centered and more resilient in how you respond to life. Vitality goes beyond just energy and mood. It is the spark that makes you feel fully alive. It's the glow in your skin, the brightness in your eyes, the enthusiasm to pursue passions, and the confidence to show up as your best self. Vitality is what makes women feel magnetic, creative, and unstoppable. Hormones fuel this vitality by influencing everything from metabolism to circulation to cellular repair. When they are imbalanced, vitality fades, and women often describe feeling off, dull, or disconnected from themselves. But as balance is restored, vitality comes rushing back, and with it a sense of possibility and excitement about life. This transformation isn't just about feeling better in the moment, it has ripple effects in every area of life. When energy returns, women show up more powerfully at work and at home. When mood stabilizes, relationships become easier and more fulfilling. When vitality shines through creativity, drive, and passion resurface, it becomes easier to exercise, easier to nourish the body, easier to engage socially and emotionally, because the foundation of health is strong. Balanced hormones create a cycle of upward momentum where every positive change fuels the next. What is remarkable is how quickly these transformations can happen once the right support is in place. Shifts in diet, sleep, stress, and lifestyle choices can produce noticeable changes within weeks. A woman who once felt hopelessly stuck in fatigue or mood swings may find herself waking up with new enthusiasm, laughing more easily, and approaching challenges with resilience. This is the power of working with your hormones rather than against them. Mood and vitality are not luxuries reserved for a lucky few. They are the natural state of a woman whose body is nourished and supported. They are the signs that your biology is working for you, not against you. When you reclaim these aspects of your health, you are reclaiming your life. Balanced hormones give you back the fuel, the emotional steadiness, and the inner spark that allow you to live fully and unapologetically. That is the true gift of hormonal health. It doesn't just change how you feel physically. It transforms how you experience every part of your life. I'll expand Keynote No. 60, working with your body, not against it, into 600 words as the closing section of your speech. One of the most empowering shifts a woman can make is learning to work with her body instead of against it. For too long, the cultural narrative has encouraged women to push harder, ignore symptoms, silence signals, and override their natural rhythms in order to keep up with demands. Fatigue is covered with caffeine, anxiety is numbed with sugar or alcohol, irregular cycles are masked with medication, and sleepless nights are simply brushed aside as the cost of a busy life. But the truth is, the body is never broken. It is always speaking, always giving feedback, and always guiding you toward balance. The problem is not that your body is failing you, but that you've been taught to fight against it rather than listen to it. Working with your body begins with respect. It's about recognizing that your body has an innate intelligence, a wisdom built over millions of years of evolution, and that every symptom you feel is a signal pointing you toward what needs attention. Instead of dismissing headaches, mood swings, bloating, or fatigue as random inconveniences, what if you began to view them as messages? A headache might be your body telling you that you are dehydrated, stressed, or overloaded with toxins. Fatigue might be a call for rest, better nutrition, or more stable blood sugar. Mood swings may be a sign of shifting hormones that need support, not suppression. The moment you begin to view your symptoms as allies rather than enemies, you open the door to true healing. Your body thrives on rhythm, and working with it means honoring those natural cycles. Women's hormones are designed to fluctuate throughout the month, creating distinct phases of energy, creativity, rest, and renewal. Yet modern life pressures women to be the same every single day, to perform at a constant level without variation. This expectation is not only unrealistic, but also deeply misaligned with biology. When you begin to sync your lifestyle with your body's rhythms, adjusting exercise intensity, work demands, and self-care based on where you are in your cycle, you step into harmony instead of resistance. This approach doesn't limit you, it liberates you by allowing you to use your natural hormonal strengths at the right times. Food, rest, and movement become powerful tools when used in alignment with your body's needs. Working against your body might look like skipping meals, pushing through exhaustion, or overtraining when your body is begging for recovery. Working with your body means choosing foods that fuel hormone production, resting when you feel depleted, and moving in ways that support energy instead of drain it. This alignment doesn't mean perfection, it means presence. It means asking, what does my body need today? And trusting that the answer will always guide you toward balance. Another part of working with your body is letting go of comparison. Every woman's hormonal rhythm is unique, shaped by genetics, lifestyle, age, and environment. What works for one woman may not work for another. Fighting against your body often happens when you try to force it into someone else's mold, copying diets, routines, or habits that may not fit your biology. When you honor your individuality, you begin to create a partnership with your body rather than a battle. That partnership builds trust, and with trust comes healing. Perhaps the most important piece of working with your body is shifting from judgment to gratitude. Instead of criticizing your body for how it looks, how it feels, or how it performs, begin to thank it for carrying you through life. Every breath, every heartbeat, every cycle, every repair it makes while you sleep, it is constantly working for you. Gratitude opens the door to compassion, and compassion leads to choices that nurture rather than punish. When you feed yourself nourishing foods, give yourself rest, move with joy, and speak kindly to yourself, you are reinforcing that partnership. When women stop fighting their biology and start aligning with it, life feels different. Energy stabilizes, moods balance, and vitality returns, not because you forced it, but because you created the space for your body to do what it was designed to do. Your body doesn't want to be in chaos, it wants to thrive. The journey is not about controlling every variable, but about creating an environment where balance is possible. Working with your body instead of against it is ultimately an act of empowerment. It shifts you from frustration and disconnection to harmony and self-trust. It reminds you that your body is not an obstacle standing in the way of your goals. It is your greatest ally, and when you honor that truth, you unlock a version of yourself that is vibrant, resilient, and fully alive.